Pistols, pistols, pistols. Rushing B. Again, don't rush to plant in. If we get kills early, let's take straight out apartments. Oh, shit.
Oh my god! Cross map knife!
It's your man, PooNanners. That's right, your Texas caster and hype master.
And I'm Hermit, your one-stop headshot shop, and welcome to Spawnpoint Week 5. We've got a lot of new things to talk about and some great announcements to get into, so let's get into it.
Yeah, we're getting back to the regular swing of things with some great VRML news to kick us off, so let's get right into it.
Of course. So to begin, we've got an awesome news of yet another new game in the VRML. Just this last week, Dawkin and the crew brought Echo Arena to the league, and, well, everyone's super excited to be able to watch matches of Echo again. That's just how it is.
Yeah, at OC6, I was letting them know about that as VRML was getting spun up on to be the official professional league of VR. I had mentioned, as Palador and company have a really good thing going on with Pizza League. They recently started going 4v4. I was like, hey, pull them in and sort of negotiated that traffic there. I said Palador is definitely the man to run point for that one. For those of you who do not know, Echo Arena is probably one of the first legit sport VR esport games.
It's like Ultimate in Zero Gravity. There's really no other way to say it.
That's one way, that we normally describe it. It's full contact ultimate frisbee in space, and you have a jetpack. That's important.
Hell yeah.
It's a very fun game. It's very exciting. I was losing 6 pounds a week playing it when it came out in beta, so it's very, very active. I remember when we did our very first one, our first LAN at OC4. I was telling the producers at ESL, I was like, hey, let's have water and towels out for the players. And they looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like,
no, they're going to need it.
I was like, this was the game. This was the game that, I was like, this was the game that taught us we needed to keep water next to the computer when we're playing VR games. So this is where it began.
Definitely.
So it's very exciting to see them in the league, especially now that they moved up to 4v4. Originally, when Ready at Dawn were making the game, they had set it all the way up to 5v5, and it was just chaos, like what the people call kid soccer. And they pared it down to 4v4, and then eventually pared it down to 3v3 and said that felt good. Once pro players got really good at the game with 3v3, that just it really felt like it was missing something. So they experimented with 4v4 at the pro level, and it feels just right. So people are really enjoying that.
I'm really glad that it finally got figured out. Of course, the league is looking for casters, moderators, anybody who is willing to put any sort of work into the league. We're totally down to take you. Make sure to apply at the VRML or hit up Dawkin so that you can get out there and get winning. It's what's important.
Yeah, they had reached out to me as well because I used to cast for Echo Arena, but I said, actually, I'm saving up my mojo right now. I'm more interested in Population 1. I was like, I'll do Echo Combat if it comes up because I have a World Championship team there. And I get along well more with the Echo Combat community now as it stands. So I was like, I'll do that if needed to get that one started. That's assuming they actually get a league going there, which right now they're kind of just not a lot of participation. But for Population 1, that's my baby. That's what I'm excited about now. But that's not in the rotation. That's not what we're talking about. Instead, we're talking about Echo Arena for just a little bit longer before we transition effortlessly into a game that's almost exactly nothing like it, Pavlov.
Of course.
Yes. So Pavlov, the league is wrapping up their season. Open qualifiers for the 8th seed are on the 12th, and the semifinals and finals are just a couple of weeks away. I believe we were watching from the point of view of Rect, right? Robo Electric Kitty something. What's the last word?
The Robot Electric Kitten team. I believe that's right. Their actual name. That's
Bro, who's now Twee Middle Ground, who is original founder of Vrespawn with me and Nikki.
Good old Twee.
That's his team. Kamikaze, who is our current senior editor. That's also her team. You actually saw
she's on Unicorners currently.
Oh, she's on Unicorn. Okay, for some reason I thought she was on that one.
She switched team lately. The current teams actually moving on in the semifinals are Team Thinking, Robot Electric Kitten, Virtual Assassins, Dream Team, The Phalanx, and The Blacklist. And just a solid 7 great teams that have never done anything wrong. These guys kill it every single time, no matter what.
They're not made of mistakes.
No, they're not made of mistakes. Unlike my team. Congratulations, of course, to all those teams. Best of luck to all of you in the coming semifinals. For all of you who are hitting the open qualifiers, clean those lenses, charge your controllers. It's going to be a wild ride because I've been tuning into those Pavlov matches, and every single time I see one, they are blowing it up.
Oh, dude, it's fun to watch.
They're coming out with new strats every day.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Thank you, of course, to Shadow of Team Thinking for opening clip. We absolutely love any footage similar to that. So make sure to send in any funny clips you record, and you can find us here at VRespawn. There's VRespawn.com. We got an email up there, but probably a better way to go is just go ahead and hit up Hermit on Twitter, as he does write and produce this
Send
show.
it straight to me.
Yes. That's something I really like about Pavlov is it does have that coat of paint that we're all familiar with, that CSGO look. But
everyone loves that CSGO feel.
True, but a lot of the people who play it professionally in VR, they're like, anything that you learned in CSGO, you have to immediately flush if you're going to be any good at VR.
Oh, yeah.
And you have like some maps that are engineered for VR specifically, like, these little corners you can look through, these little slight windows, things that work way better in VR. And people are starting to like really use more and more of their, I guess you could say, VR tactics in playing that one. Things like you saw very early on in the game where you would pull out your pistol and you'd have it all loaded up, but you'd have another clip in this hand.
You have a clip just waiting.
So that you just like pop it out. Like it's just so instant to be able to just drop so many bullets down field or right in the face of a team trying to go for a B rush. Whatever it takes, they can make it happen.
Rush a B.
Or really lining up those short det flash grenades. Like, dropping them and breaking vision. I don't know if they ever added it, but I know we had talked about a while back. That'd be nice if you could actually just put your hand in front of your face. Yeah, things like that would actually be pretty fun. Or the other players, like they see the flash come up and they just like cover their eyes.
No, it'd be great. That'd be really good strategic play, especially like the Medal of Honor like grenade clip that you can do with your mouth.
Yeah,
it's a very similar sort of feel.
That was as much as people were complaining about Medal of Honor, that was actually a pretty nice touch that I hadn't seen other people do.
Honestly, that was the one thing of the Medal of Honor demo that I was super into. Just the feeling of being able to clip a grenade and then immediately toss it out feels so good. Speaking
of games that are nothing like Medal of Honor, let's move on to our Space Junkies coverage today.
Of course. So on Thursday, we had the inaugural match of the Space Junkies VRML. It was a star-studded match between the Space Cats, of course, and the Danglers. The Space Cats includes myself, Triple Nipple, and our man Shooter McEvans. The Danglers, of course, have the Necromancer of VR games, Pesky Cashew, the Silent Piece Stumpy Nub, and the previous world champion Stu. Sadly, Stu did not show up to our match, but we got absolutely thrashed anyways.
So the reservist is Guitar. I've not heard of Guitar. Did he play in the previous season?
Guitar is actually technically a Space Cats reservist, but we allowed him to go play with the other team because he's just one of ours. And the game had to happen anyways, Mm-hmm. But of course,
in the previous World Finals, it really on that team it was just Stumpy Nub and Pesky Cashew. So I guess playing a man down or like a new guy on the team didn't change things too much.
Oh, no.
How does 3v3 feel ever since they added it?
3v3 feels fabulous, but the real issue is that honestly, I always get caught up in the chaotic madness of 3v3. I'm much better at your classic duel modes or your 2v2 modes because that third player really changes up the entire meta for me. They come out of nowhere with a shotgun. Like Stumpy just comes out with that shotgun. It's amazing.
Well, it's great to see Junkies come back from its hiatus after the VRL, and Danglers have always been a force to reckon with. It was a very, very close match going into the finals up against the VRespawn team. I believe he said this they came in force with this match, ending 3-0 in their favor. So weren't able to pick up one, unfortunately. Space Class were close, maybe 2 or 3 kills away from a tie, which is generally what you expect to see in a really close and good match. Stumpy's shotgun shield meta apparently was just too strong for you guys.
Oh, no, he absolutely destroyed us. He would show up with that shield and just end our lives immediately. Like, you see his character, and immediately when you see him...
That's all you get is the slight warning of a flash of his character.
The flash of blue, and he's gone.
Yeah.
But of course, Stumpy and Pesky are truly zero-gravity monsters. I can only expect the Danglers to keep on showing up in force throughout the rest of the season. There are several more matches scheduled for Saturday and Sunday, so make sure to tune into those. I know Lemonin of Frutality will be playing on Sunday, and Frutality is really good at recording their matches, so make sure to tune into his channel at Lemonin at Twitch TV. Super simple stuff. It's LEMNO like
We'll
Lemon.
have it in the
N.
link in the description, right? That'll make it
Yeah,
easier.
we'll have it right on them for them. But Lemon always records a good match every single time he plays. He's got great content. So
Yeah.
make sure to tune into the Frutality versus Spate Hot match on Sunday.
I know we have like a handful of casters, and I know that I believe the developers were actually able to get us a spectator client, right? That did happen.
Yeah, we've got casting tools, but we're certainly working on them. There's a couple of little burps and bugs along the way. Ubisoft certainly left us quite a job to work with, but we're working with it.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, we'll make it happen. It's a very fun game. It's got that Quake tournament feel. It's all about going fast. That's why you only see a blue blur. It's about running that route. And once you can control all of the spawns for the items, and you know where people are going to pop in, that's what the whole thing is about. It's basic Quake tournament deathmatch style, or team deathmatch in this particular case. For now. It's only a matter of time before somebody just cracks the whole system open. They're like, all right, I'm modifying this, make my own custom servers.
But once we have our
like
jailbroken competitive version of Space Junkies that we can actually update this madness and, make the shield less powerful because it's killing me. Or that would be great.
Or we could just wait for Pesky to resurrect the game, and then it will get work done again.
Pesky will do it. Please, Pesky.
On a different note, in this week's Artist Spotlight, we're moving on from what people consider to be normal VR art, and it is something that's a little more narrative. Isn't that right, Hermit?
Yes. So we've got Sam Luck, who is a storyteller and artist of the highest degree. You might know her from her Day of the Dead piece that she finished recently. I posted all over Twitter, but they've got plenty of other mind-blowing immersive pieces. Apparently, Sam tends to create this gorgeous feeling that is like transporting you back to a different time, a different place, especially with what we've got on the screen right now, her Memories at the Chalet piece, which is apparently a childhood memory of hers. This is her Day of the Dead piece that's coming up on the screen right now. Every single piece of work she creates is so deep and so immersive. It's truly mind-blowing. It's like getting transported to an entirely different world. You got to appreciate her for just the crazy stuff that she does. Of course, beyond that, Sam has been working crazy on this month of Inktober. Inktober, if you don't know, Inktober is when artists of all forms come together to submit one piece a day on like a certain prompt that is given to you, like a one-word prompt. Today's prompt was actually snow. And so I immediately noticed Sam because of their Inktober pieces, and I went back through their work from there. If you're a VR artist and you've been making awesome Inktober pieces, tweet them at me. Yes. I want to see them. I want to put them in my episodes. I love that stuff, no matter what. So here's a quick little sampler of my favorite Inktober pieces from Sam.
You can find Sam on Twitter, Instagram, or on their personal portfolio site, which is samluckart.com. Again, we will have that in the description below. Thank you so much for your pieces, Sam. They're really good work. I love the virtual artists that we are covering on this show. Hermit puts a lot of work into reaching out to these people. We met so many of them at OC6, and I would meet these people, and it's like, what do you do? It's like, I make art in VR. It's like, well, have you met Hermit? Introduce you to those people. So Hermit's made a lot of artist friends, and I hope that you make some more. Maybe one day they'll have like a big art event, and you'll be the one just introducing artists on stage.
One of those days, we'll have our own convention. It'll be great.
When we have our own convention, it's just going to be blackjack. That's what virtual blackjack.
Yeah, blackjack and art.
Yes. Blackjack made of art. Speaking of things that are exactly like blackjack and art, we've got Pistol Whip. We've got a awesome treat this last week with a special new drop from Pistol Whip. They finally allowed us their first level out to members of the press, and it's awesome to see. For those of us who demoed the game at OC6, it's not anything particularly new, but we're glad to see content being made for the game already.
Honestly, anything we get from these guys is pure gold as far as I'm concerned. Pistol Whip is going to be the next big thing.
I think so, yes.
The Beat Saber killer. And I hate to be like, this is the Beat
maybe.
Saber killer, but it's going to separate a completely different community. Like, I'm never going to play Beat Saber again after this game.
Maybe.
I bet my virtual life savings that everyone in their Tamagotchi will be playing this game when it releases in early November.
I do think that a lot of people are going to jump on playing this game. I think you may have some resistance from hardcore Beat Saber players because they do have a tendency to see that when new games come out. There are some similarities in concept being for V-Rhythm, but it's far more kinetic, and all of our streamers who have had a chance to play it are absolutely in love with this game. Pesky Cashew's in love with it, has an entire plan to try to cover like the evolution of VR esports in the coming weeks. People are excited. I'm excited. I've been super excited about stuff, and I've been burned before, so I'm holding back until I have a chance to play it myself. But everybody that I respect that has played it they were just blown away, and they can't wait to get more. People are ravenous for it. I hear it's going to launch with 20 songs. I don't know a lot. Did they say anything about modding as a possibility for the game out of the game?
There has been no word about modding, but I truly hope there is, because anything that you can add on the Pistol Whip can only make Pistol Whip better.
I do think you're going to see a lot of modding coming out for it as well, though. So they've already got a couple of people that have put out mixed reality videos. We're going to get Toge on making one as well, because his mixed reality setup and showmanship are just second to none at this point.
Our mixed reality man, Toge.
Toge. Well, all of our streamers do mixed reality, but he does that tracked camera thing, very similar to like Splitverse, but, in his house. It's very good stuff. Moving on out of Pistol Whip, though, we've got to talk a little bit about Asgard's Wrath, right?
Of course. Asgard's Wrath dropped just this last week, and everyone seems incredibly excited. Everyone's buzzing about this massive file size game, the next Skyrim of VR. Even other respawners have said this game is absolutely gorgeous. I think right at this very second, Nightfire is actually, again, streaming the new game, just like we were with No Man's Sky. He's stuck in it for like 48 hours. But I've even had reports of Pesky accidentally closing his Oculus app while he was installing, which set him back like 2 or 3 hours of installation.
Yeah, so I went to installing it, and on this machine, I don't have quite a big hard drive on it. I have like a SSD I bought forever ago that's sitting on top of it for a secondary drive that I still have not yet to install, and it's like it's hot swappable drive, so I can literally just plug it in. I just haven't done it. Anyway, so I've been meaning to try to get around to playing it this weekend, but when I was going to install it, I was just deleting stuff to try to get it on there quickly, and it was like, I think 67 gigs, and I was like, man, that's huge. And I was like, but I can make space for it, and I believe it was Sleepy or one of the other guys at Vrespawn. They said, oh no, that's compressed. When you install it, it's 100 gigs.
Yeah, it's a fat file. Yeah, it is a fat file.
It's a fat game. Like, I hear you getting 40 hours of gameplay out of it as well. It's a very exciting and long and fun game, so I can't wait to give it a try. I'm going to try to get into it this weekend, though, so we'll see if we can have ourselves some fun.
At least you'll finally get into VR again,
Yeah, there's that too as well. We got a little teaser from our guy, Project 8, so thanks for that, Project. Let's take a look. So, like Hermit said, the game is a drop-dead gorgeous in every way. Sound
Honestly,
is beautiful.
look at those textures on the wheels. Oh my god!
Oh yeah,
blows my mind every
this game is
time.
money. They've been working on it for a while. That is why the file is as big as it is.
There's a million artists who gave up their soul for this piece. No lies.
Well, I think also they're just kind of showing off. They're like, this is AAA game that we've had multiple years to work on. As Jason Rubin had said, like, the early days, those are the game. They commissioned a whole bunch of games, right? And the first games you saw were the ones that took a year to make. And the next set of games you're going to see are the ones that took 2 years to make. And Asgard's Wrath is probably like the first foray of the games that are taking 3+ years to make. And so that's this game. And I believe Medal of Honor is also in that group of like that's taking a long time to make that game. But I think Stormlands, they've put a lot of time in as well, but they were able to jump into it pretty quickly. As you said, there's a lot of awesome animation in this one for your companions. There's been some contention about the gameplay, but that's more of a personal thing for many people, just, for the combat perspective. And they may change it. It seems most veteran VR players are just happy to be getting their hands on something that feels, really AAA, no matter how it might play.
It's got a lot of polish to it, and while it may not have visceral melee combat of Blade and Sorcery, which is more of a beta product, not a lot of story, less textures, things like that, it's still a beautiful experience. Of course, it's currently available for $40 on the Oculus Store, or free if you're present on OC6. So all of you OC6 boys should already be playing it,
Yes. Most of us in the community that went to OC6 have already got their keys and have already got the game going for the install, which is a really nice gift from Oculus. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Oculus.
So I can't wait to try that out. I'm going to try my best to put some time in this weekend, and I think I've got time. I checked with my wife. It's like, we have nothing this weekend, right? Nothing. And she's like,
right. I'm playing Asgard's Wrath. Get out of my way.
She says I have a video call at 9:30 in the morning. It's like, sweet. I'm not even awake at that time on Saturday. So,
right, works out.
So moving on to some small Final Assault coverage. Season 2 of VRML is for Final Assault is already chugging along steadily with many matches already played.
Yeah, we fell off a little bit for OC6 in our live coverage, but we're currently in week 3 of season 2. It's super exciting to have such a great game finally on track again with its second season. It's really coming out, really chugging along, making good progress as a game.
Making the waves.
Just making those waves. Honestly, it's moving forward, and that's what I really like in a good VR competitive title. People care about it, and people are covering it, and that's what I like.
Are there any updates to talk about Final Assault that happened between the first season and the second season?
As far as I know, there's been no massive change to the competitive meta. We've still got monsters from the last season, like Beastrick, Notsporks, and Manello coming out in force to be the real competitive masters of this season. But I'm not sure that anything has truly changed.
Who was the champion from last season again? Was it not? Beastrick, okay. So
Beastrick won last season. Congratulations.
Yes. And if I remember correctly, said Beastrick was trying a new tactic that people had not expected, and that's how he was
playing characters that no one else played.
Yeah, and that's how we got a lot of people. But I think maybe Manello and Notsporks are ready this time. Beastrick and Manello have 0 losses so far, with an average of 6 games played across the two of them. I wonder if they can keep it up all season, though. I'm sure they're going to try.
We will, of course, continue filling everyone in on everything that happens with Final Assault. So make sure to send in all of your footage. If you have footage, send it to us so that we can show it on the news so that people can see it, and then people will play with
let
you.
Let people watch you play.
Ultimately, we always need more players, we always need more casters, and we always need more moderators. So make sure to put in that application and get in on it. It is good to do, and it is fun.
And since it's a VR Master League game, on your match page, you can actually submit clip links. You can actually give a rundown of what happened in your match. And we can actually build an entire show around it and pull it in. If you are interested in actually doing a Final Assault show where you just want for the community to make a show that covers the matches week to week, we can help enable you guys to do that. All you got to do is hit us up, say, hey, I want to be a writer, I want to be a producer. Now, keep in mind, it takes a team of people to make shows like this. So make sure you've got a team of people. Trying to do it all by yourself is very difficult. Palador tried making the entire Echo Arena coverage show by himself, and he was able to do it, but it was really burning him up. And now that Echo Arena is in the Master League, it's like, hey, you can get the captains to start submitting stuff. We can write the entire tool to pull it in, because we partner up with VR Master League on a lot of this stuff. And if we build ourselves a team, we can actually get the coverage going. It'd be really good and fun to do. So yeah, go ahead, and if they as you said, they need more casters and moderators as well. So keep those applications coming.
If you want to be a part of it, get in on it. There's never a point in time at any point in time in VR that isn't the best time to join VR. If you are thinking of getting into the competitive league, you should already be in there.
Taking all comers, man. Just join right up. We'll help enable you. We're very friendly here at Vrespawn and VR Master League, and everybody will do everything they can to help you hit the ground running. Well,
of course.
That is all the news we've got for you guys now. Thank you for joining us for this week's Spawnpoint. Make sure to catch us every single Saturday for more weekly VR news and content.
Make sure to visit us at vrespawn.com for the latest and greatest coverage on everything virtual, and follow all of our Twitter accounts to keep up with, well, what our real life bodies do.
Exactly. And if you want to join in on that coverage and actually become part of Vrespawn, hit us up. It is still technically just a group project, so we're taking everybody who wants to come and be part of this. This episode, of course, is brought to you by all of us volunteers at Vrespawn. If any clips you want or have that you want to share with us, just the door's always open. Again, I am PooNanners, and
I'm Hermit, signing off on another virtually perfect day. Good luck out there, everyone. Keep your guns close and keep your HMD closer. Have a great week, and good luck.
Ain't nobody stopping us. Go.